Welcome back to West of Loathing. I think we still have a demon doll to possibly handle. It should be somewhere around here, right? Like they said northwest, I believe. Maybe? Let's see. A skeleton approaches you in that jittery, stop-motion-y way that skeletons do. Judging by its hat, it appears to be the skeleton of a beanslinger. You remember the classic saying, old beanslingers die like normal people, but sometimes they keep walking around and casting spells at you afterward. I'm gonna trick it and take its hat. Of course, why wouldn't I? Oh, now this won't do at all. Your posture is terrible. Wow. Getting called out by the game. Alright. I'm trying. You look like you died of scoliosis. The skeleton stands still, puzzled, as you move around behind it and grab its shoulders. Come on now, shoulders back, spine straight. That's a little better, but geez, look at the curve in this neck. Hold still for a second. With a sharp twist, you pop the skeleton's skull right off, take its hat, and toss the skull away. The rest of the body scampers off to try and find it. You got an item, cowboy chef's hat. Well, that was something. I wonder if this always ends up having, if Wandering always ends up with something and they just have a huge library of events that can happen, or if at some point, I assume at some point it loops. They can't actually be infinite. Because thank goodness they haven't integrated ChatGPT into writing quests for them. Anyway, I wonder how many of these there are, or if it just actually decides to stop doing them after a while if you've exhausted them. As you turn a corner, you come face to face with three bandits pushing a large barrel marked TNT down the trail. The four of you stare at each other for a moment, unsure of how to deal with this potentially violent happenstance. Well, I'm going to keep hornswoggling them, trick them out of some gear. Phew, good thing I caught up to you guys. The sheriff's looking for three fellas dressed like bandits pushing a barrel. If he sees you like that, the plan's bust. Hell and tarnation, what should we do? Well, I reckon he's looking for three fellas dressed like bandits, right? Not two fellas dressed like bandits and one fella in his underwear. Hey, there's some good thinking. Thanks, partner. The three bandits draw lots, and the loser hands you his gear. Bandit pistol, black hat, black denim pants. Nice. You've crossed paths with Wanderin' Sally again. Howdy, Herb. Interested in trading? You bet. Okay, so that was not a permanent thing. She just shows up and makes a temporary camp for some time. Alright. I'm still not sure whether these actually give you, if this gives you any notable improvement in pricing. I don't think it does. Most of these things look like they're the same-ish price. I don't have a direct reference, but you know. Certainly the pickaxe is the same price. Kills a lot of goblins at once, but takes a while. Blank postcard, right to your family. Sure, I'll do it. Wow. Dr. Sweckleton's Pure Castile Soap. Where this comes from, they call it Thope. That's such a fucking niche joke. That's like... Okay. Maximum AP plus some armor. I can't compare it with my gear, can I? She had needles before, which is what I had talked about wanting to buy off of her, but she doesn't have any this time. Yeah. I'm still really curious why everybody's selling these locks. It's not an equipable, which probably means it's for a quest. Did I happen to get one at some point, or do I still not have one? If I don't have one, I might as well just buy one. It's only 50. I can grind out 50 meat in a quick second. I have a lot of random stuff, don't I? Sure, why not? That's fine. I'm still tempted at the pickaxe, but it's not a special price, so I'll just keep going for a while. Okay, let me... Oh, I did have one. Shit. Well, whatever. Okay, so the bandit pistol is not special. Armor and is it worth losing the armor? It might be, just because I am a Moxie heavy build. And losing 2 Moxie. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just hope that I don't need to tank a lot. Do I want to lose more armor for... Yeah. Kinda. If we just randomly die, then I'll make some changes, but let's see. +1 maximum AP for those boots. So what were the boots? 1 AP, 1 armor. It's 300. It's not nothing. Sure, why not? Let's not just hoard until I die. Okay. Well, I'll be. It's Wandering Sally. Ain't seen her in quite a while. You know her? I wouldn't say I know her, but she's passed through Boring Springs a few times. She doesn't keep a set route. She's a bit more erratic than other traders. Alright. Let's give this a couple more wanders. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to assume that we're gonna stumble on the demon some other time. You find a wrecked bank stagecoach with a strong box in the back. It's too heavy to carry, but too locked to open. Pop the lock open, find a ton of meat inside. And since the serial numbers aren't sequential, the bank probably won't be able to trace it if you keep it for yourself. Awesome. 299 meat. Alright, so that paid from the boots. Alright. That's not making a lot of progress. Unless it wanted me to go way, way more north, which I guess it could. Alright, let's make our way to some new locations. There's a skull just sort of rolling down the road toward you, like directly toward you. And when you step to one side, it swerves to match. We'll face it. Instantly destroy a skeleton. I guess just a plain skull counts as a skeleton. All right. I gotta take a closer look at what I can sell, because I know there's some stuff. Oops. There's some stuff I can be selling. Are all of these things? No, clearly some of these are like quest items, but some of these are like, oh, this was the one that was warning me if I was going to use it, right? Okay. Dental student. Receipt for the delivery of 150 black silk rose sounds pretty ominous. It's time you started gathering clues about the whole perambulating dead situation that's going around these parts. Grab a notebook and paperclip the receipt to the first page. You got an item, Necromancer Journal. Should check that out. Alright. Scrape the largest of the giblets off the scroll and read it. It says to take a pile of human ashes, spread them out in the shape of a person inside a red chalk ritual circle, then sprinkle them with the stardust and place a mostly perfect or better glass sphere where the heart would be. Anyway, that's the gist of it. The actual text has a lot more these and thous and such as like that. Plus there's a bunch of weird gibberish you're supposed to say out loud while you're doing it. I can plunk my jaw harp. You love plunking this twanger. Well, apparently that just keeps going forever. Army marching orders. Man, I should have read these before. It's not the most intuitive way to find out about quest progress, but set of marching orders directing a rifle division to Fort Alldead, far to the north of Dirtwater. You discovered a new map location, Fort Alldead. Treacherous territory up there. Feller ought to be careful. Oh, here's the human ashes I need. Human in the final stages of the whole ashes to ashes thing. Well, part of one at least. A human gets harder to keep track of when it's in powder form. Cremated earthly remains of a person. Some refer to these as cremains, but you will not approve. Well, I'm not going to scatter them because I might need them. But now that I've read that other thing, maybe I'll eventually remember to do that ritual or whatever. Wispy tattered little bit of infernal cow spirit. Leave it alone. I only have one needle. I'm gonna need more. Maybe I should go by the silversmiths again. West of the mountains. Okay. Alright, so that's for later. Alright, let's take a little break and then we'll figure out what's the deal with this cow. Why it's mad, other than, you know, being a cow.